Good day. My name is Dirk Durnez from Durnez Design. I'm originally from Belgium, but living for 18 years in South Africa. I have 33 years experience in Imagineering. But what is Imagineering? It is a unique multidisciplinary profession developed by Disney, who was the first to develop themed entertainment. Imagineering encompasses the following disciplines: architecture and design, engineering, special fabrication, and special construction. There are no schools for Imagineers. One becomes an Imagineer through many years of experience in various fields, as said, engineering, construction, architecture, interior and exterior and technical design, themed and artificial environments and construction, multimedia, film, computer, printed and broadcasting, as well as communication. Sound engineering, electromechanical and electronics, animations and special effects, multimedia communication, media projection, architecture and themed light, show control, special effects, and of course, special production and fabrication techniques. To create communication, set building, shop fitting, costume design, and signage. Concurrent design. Disney was the first developer who changed the way construction was handled. In the new model, architects, construction engineers, producers, art directors, and the Imagineers all work together at the same time throughout the concept design, development design, detail design, and construction phase. They are directed by a design director, and that is exactly my profession. This model is now worldwide adopted in every place where one wants to create an experience, such as theme parks, museums and science centers, tourist attractions, exhibitions, and shops, as well as landmark architecture. At the time that I started my career, in 1985, the term Imagineer was only known at Disney. However, I believe that I have been an Imagineer at the heart since the start. My curiosity and interest in different fields, thinking out of the box, and the drive to make dreams happen has brought me to different places in the world where I designed and built many experiences, of which some are world first. In the following slides, you will see how I built up my expertise in the specialized field of themed entertainment. From the very humble beginnings in '82, I started by fitting out public pools with water slide installations, rapid rivers, solariums, theming, and an Olympic pool. Design and build aquatic leisure attractions, transform public pools into leisure pools, in which we were involved in the world's largest indoor water ride, Europe's first soft public pool, Europe's first kamikaze slide, which was called Aquacatch, Europe's largest public solarium, and that was mainly in Belgium, Holland and France. On this picture you see some of these realizations. On the left side, Aqualibi with its largest indoor water ride in the world. From '86 I was involved in themed construction and prop making, themed educational playgrounds, and our clients were mainly museums, theme parks, restaurants and zoos. That was in Belgium, Holland, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Spain, Italy, Denmark, UK, but also Israel and USA. Here are some pictures of realizations. Europe Space Center in Belgium, where we were involved in making this large feature at the entrance. We designed and built turnkey themed educational playgrounds, such as this one at the zoo in Belgium. Smurfland, Stroomfland in Metz, France, 250 animated props. And then I was involved as a worldwide trainer for themed environments and construction for the company Futura from St. Louis. Here you see me at work during a training in Phoenix, Arizona, where we trained people in artificial environments. And we also set up 14 production studios in Europe and Israel. And I was directly involved in executing artificial and themed environment projects worldwide in zoos, casinos, theme parks, museums, restaurants, and theme marketing. In the following pictures, you will see some projects that we were involved directly or indirectly with Futura coatings from St. Louis, such as these cinema wall claddings here at Disney, props for the parade at Disney, very large three-dimensional billboards, in this case here for Universal Studios. I was directly involved in making artificial environments in the form of corals and coral reefs for living seas in Epcot in Orlando. Treadway was a company that used our coatings over computer-shaped polystyrene. And in this case here, they used it on Treasure Island to make all the balconies and the three-dimensional signage. At MGM, I went to Las Vegas to train a company to make artificial trees using my newest invention, FlexBark. Other projects that we were involved with Futura, such as Planet Hollywood, EFIS facades in Warner Brothers in Australia and later also in Bottrop, Germany. Ripley's Believe It or Not, facades and props, such as the famous dinosaur at Ripley's Believe It or Not in Hollywood. Also in Ripley's, they used my FlexBark and FlexRock invention to make this revolving tunnel at the entrance. SeaWorld Orlando, there we got involved in the Sea Lion show set with artificial rocks and the theming of this tower. We started up, I was involved in starting up Futura Israel, and our first project was called Red Sea Paradise Resort. And it started all by doing an expedition in the Sinai Desert to identify the correct rocks that we wanted to use. We made large replica rocks that we used to actually create the whole scene in the hotel and the resort public pool, creating waterfalls. But what was quite interesting is that we created the entire underwater scene where kids can go and snorkel and see artificial corals and sea stars, just like the big daddies do in the Red Sea. In 1992, I became president of Futura Europe, starting up all kinds of businesses with that special technology. And a year later, we bought the rights for the Treadway Industries from USA that are specialized in computer shaping, which was then protected with our Futura coatings, like you can see on these pictures here. And we set up a production in my workshop in Belgium. We called it Real Deco. EFIS was really starting. EFIS stands for External Installation Finish Systems Facade Creation. Was starting in these days big time in the United States, and we were the first people to start using it in Europe. Here you see some pictures of my production, spraying the polystyrene with specialized coatings. And we start participating to some international trade shows, such as Tile in Holland, to promote our technology. Through Treadway, we were involved in Le Temple du Péril, the Temple of Doom in Disney Paris, where we created very large computer-shaped elements. In 91-92, I was involved in Efteling's Droomvlucht in Holland to create an indoor forest with animated trees, some of them 80 meters high, and a year later, in 92, it was voted the best attraction in the world. And there again, they were using my newest invention, FlexBark. A year later, I was involved in Warner Brothers Movie World as a construction consultant for modular construction and EFIS construction. We did about 120 different buildings in a span of 14 months. Also in other attractions I was involved, such as this big volcano. In 1995 I was commissioned by Phantasialand in Germany to design and build a new attraction around the runaway mine train roller coaster. After studying the model of the roller coaster, I wrote a storyline inspired by the sacred Hesperus Peak of the Navajo Indians, and using the Navajo Indians as an inspiration, I wrote a story where Westerns dig into the sacred mountain in search of the gold, and actually the whole roller coaster was translated into a story, or rather vice versa. The story was translated into a roller coaster, and so it became one of the first story-based roller coasters in Europe. We made the model and the storyboards. Here you see the storyboard of that specific section, and then here you can see how it was built in reality. In Segovia in Spain, we found similar rocks to Colorado, so we didn't have to travel all the way to USA to make replica molds. And from these molds, we made replication rocks that were used throughout the whole construction. Now, very specific to this construction was that during the assembly of the roller coaster, at the same time, we were making our whole theming. So that required perfect design and planning from the start. You can see our construction being cladded with the rocks here, and then here when it's finished. We pre-designed large sculptures such as this one here. At the same time as the roller coaster, again, we started building the basic construction for what is later going to become a 24-meter high sculpture. Components were made in 3 different studios in Holland, Belgium, and Germany. Here you can actually see the model of the big head, as we called it, and the sculptor pointing at the section. You see that section standing behind him in real size. And all these elements were brought to size with trucks. In fact, there was 24 trucks bringing the components together. You can see me here doing an inspection of the delivered goods. And the entire structure was installed in less than 5 days. Here you can have an idea how big the structure is. The main building is a mountain of 40 meters by 25 meters high by 30 meters wide. And the roller coaster shoots 6 times through the structure at the speed of 90 kilometers an hour. Special effects inside the tunnels reinforce the experience and story. Here you can actually see the roller coaster going into the entrance of the rock. That's exactly the same view, but during construction. And this is a view inside whilst we were making the tunnels. From drawing to reality. Twelve-story high sculptures were put on top of the roof. And also here's another sculpture rock that looks like a head, which in this case is 27 meters high. Water pond with waterfalls and splashing effects as the ride passes by, supported by sound effects. Here's the drawing. Here's how it looks like in reality. Roller coaster going through a small Indian village with props. And every half an hour, this massive structure comes to life with smoke, sound effects, and in the evening, through the eyes come laser projection. So it looks like there's laser coming out of his eyes, shining over the entire theme park. Here's the aerial view of the project, with different shots of the attraction. The attraction was opened by Michael Jackson in 1996 because it was called the Colorado Adventure Michael Jackson Thrill Ride. And Michael Jackson himself was very thrilled. From 1996, I worked for JI Asia. JI stands for Japan Interior. And we were involved in theme constructions, theme shoptainment, architectural sculptures and ornaments, turnkey family entertainment centers. That's what we built. And that was mainly in Manila, Bangkok, and Kuala Lumpur. Here are some pictures of realizations. Euroland in Manila, Philippines. Here you can see, during construction. And that was the main people of our team, engineers, architects, art directors. You can see me on the left side. Again, during construction. Another one is called Storyland, also in Manila, Philippines. Again, turnkey indoor theme park. The company Japan Interior made also classical sculptures, and some of them were shipped to South Africa for Canal Walk. You can actually see them standing here, and that is my link with South Africa. In '97, I was involved in theme construction, architecture theming, Imagineering, exhibits design and construction, museum and science center design and construction, and that was mainly in South Africa. I was asked by the Monex group to assist with the construction of Century City, and the first phase was Ratanga Junction theme park. We fitted out the entire theme park. I set up Monex team environments, which is called then MTE Studios, and in less than 1 year we built the entire theme park. Water rides, props, stages, entrances, sculptures, architectural ornaments, indoor and outdoor, 3D signage, themed entrances of the restaurants, animated props, entrance features to the different attractions, almost all the themed interiors, restaurants, fast food outlets. Again, theme construction. These towers were made in 7 weeks from scratch along a water ride. It's called Monkey Falls. And here that's how it looks like in reality. The stage was built in 4 weeks. And we created some architectural landmarks, even at the end of the projects where there was no more space for cranes. We did it with a helicopter in this case. Here you can see me on the left side again with specialists from Thailand, Philippines, Russia, Holland, France, Belgium, and South Africa. We had a team of 350 people to make this project. The second phase of Century City was Canal Walk Shopping Center, which you see here. The shopping center is 125,000 square meters and was at that time the largest shopping center in Africa. We were involved in the entire theme construction. We had a factory to make all the EFIS facade elements. We did the majority, again, with computer-shaped modular construction. Creating cupolas, creating large cupolas. And this cupola that stands 48 meters high and is on itself 18 meters high was installed in less than 12 hours. We did almost the entire theming and theme construction of the interior of the shopping center, including 2,000 replica travertine columns. the majority of the theming of the food court. In the meantime, we got involved in all kind of museum sets. Was a nice project in the Two Oceans Aquarium, where we basically created on the water scene of a sunken shipwreck with animatronics, sound and light. Museum Jerusalem, a prop made in Cape Town. At Caesar's Palace in Johannesburg Casino, we were involved in the entire outdoor theming. Cape Grace Hotel, themed construction. Sheraton Pretoria, architectural ornamentation. Vanderbijl Park Casino, themed entrance. Here you can see it in our workshop. Carnival City in Brakpan, themed EFIS computer-shaped construction. At Monte Casino, we were involved in the art direction of the entire project, exterior and interior. Another project for Two Oceans Aquarium, where we turnkey designed and built Living Dead, which was an interactive exhibition. In Brakpan again, themed restaurant. Between 2000 and 2004, I was involved in themed construction, movie sets, signs and interactive exhibits, also for the export market, events construction, turnkey edutainment centers, design and build. And that was mainly in South Africa, Namibia, but also in the Middle East. Some examples: monumental sculptures, movie sets, in this case here, The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. Just one example of an animated prop for commercials, in which this case the shell opens pneumatically. At Mercato in Dubai, we were the art directors and the themed construction specialists for the entire shopping center. Here you see some of our art directors at work during construction, after construction. The exterior was also art directed by ourselves. And here you see our team with 11 nationalities combined, Western and Arabic people. Art directors, specialized painters, specialized theme people. We got involved in experience marketing, creating interactive points of sale, museum displays. And then there was Dockside in Cape Town, which was at that time Africa's largest entertainment venue. We created restaurants with animatronics, light, sound, Belgian brewery, dance floor for 2,000 people, 11 themed bars, and we did all the light, theme construction, sound, special effects, etc. The Glass Box, which was a concept for a nature awareness museum in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Some more concepts done for, in this case, an African village, also in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And then we built and designed Antics Land. Antics Land was the first family edutainment center in the Middle East. It was at the same time also the largest indoor theme park in the Middle East. And the way we did it is that we actually used cultural and educational elements that were combined with fantasy to create a wonderful experience that appeals to adults and children. It was a turnkey project. We did the entire design and construction, including training of staff and design of the shows, costumes, even composing the music. So we did all the edutainment, attractions, electromechanical, animatronics rides, shows, a fully computer controlled show, sound, light, special effects, theming, audiovisual, shops, restaurants, uniforms, music, etc. The show was controlled in sync with the prayer clock. Here are some concept drawings, the models that we based on the concept drawings, technical drawings, art direction drawings, signage drawings in detail, just to give you an idea of what all goes on in a project like this. So here are some shots of the project itself. We built in quite a lot of interactive edutainment experiences, in this case here with live animals. There are 7 indoor rides, of which one is a monorail, 19 attractions. Of course, again, the 3D signage that puts everything together. And there's 9 different target-orientated experience zones. Target-orientated means towards different age categories. Between 2004 and 2006, I was mainly involved in cultural relevant exhibits, museums, and discovery edutainment centers, design and construction. Marketainment started for the first time in Africa, that we used quite a lot of edutainment experiences, and again, mainly South Africa and the Middle East. We exported from here to Europe. We created traveling interactive exhibits in Dubai, interactive exhibits for Sasselberg Science Center, interactive exhibits for the SALT Science Center, interactive exhibits MTN Science Center, and others. We did an assessment of the Transvaal Museum with some recommendations for different main halls in the facades. We did a concept for a visitor center for Punta Maria, Kruger National Park. We were consultancy. We did consultancy for Bay World, Port Elizabeth. We did a concept for Fossil Park, archaeological displays in South Africa. Interactive communication exhibits in South Africa, Dubai, and Paris. And we did the first phase of Volkswagen Auto Pavilion in Uitenhage, Port Elizabeth. Here's a concept for a geology museum in Johannesburg, of which some elements were built. Science center exhibits, in this case here, replica airplane inside Bonn in Johannesburg. Interactive exhibits which have all to do with science, culture, edutainment, marketainment. I think we built something like a 250 different interactive exhibits. Here are some other examples. I designed and fitted out the entire Fisheries Museum in Hout Bay. This was a concept for the Techno Center in Uitenhage. First phase of Auto Pavilion next to the factory of Volkswagen Audi in Port Elizabeth. I did a concept for design of interactive exhibits for Whale Museum in Hermans. Traveling exhibits throughout Dubai, Abu Dhabi. For the Transvaal Museum in Pretoria, I did an entire assessment of the entire museum and redesign of some interiors and the exteriors. South African Large Telescope. In there is a small science center for which we built some exhibits. Marketing experience has been a very interesting domain, where basically we create a link between the brand and the experience. And we were some of the first people in the world to actually do that. In this case here, you see at that time the world's largest digital camera by Canon. And the guests sit inside the brand's logo. A picture is taken against a green screen. Digitally, a background of choice is created, and then the picture is emailed with the brands and the Institute's logo to friends wherever in the world. So the kids actually are sitting in a Canon experience. Another one that we created was for engine. We created the world's largest calculator for Casio and the world's largest cell phone for Ericsson as interactive exhibits. Building Africa was built with the branding of a large construction company, Murren Roberts, where kids basically build and unbuild constructions and learn about construction in general whilst playing. A turnkey interactive music exhibits were traveling throughout the Middle East. The same thing happened with a traveling exhibition around optical effects, about waves, about visual. And between 2007 and 2008, I turnkey designed and built the second phase and the third phase of Volkswagen Discovery Center. It is a full marketainment center, actually, with lots of edutainment elements. I said it was the entire design and fit out with animatronics, theming, shop fitting, light, etc., etc. Here's how it looks like. That's from the outside, which was not built by us. Here is a view from the inside, which was entirely fitted out by ourselves. In this case, you see a central beetle. What happens is that the music starts swelling up. The beetle has a cut inside. The floor sinks downwards, and the beetle basically collapses so that you can see the entire interior of the beetle, including the picnic basket, which is cut in two. One of the interactive exhibits with a control center where you can actually go through the time. Old garage. Timelines with interactive exhibits left, right, and center. Is seen from the old hunting days. Interactive screens, in this case here, a screen in which you can move elements on the projection screen without touching it in mid-air. Outdoor exhibits. And very proudly, in 2000, 2006, 2008, it was voted the best showroom in South Africa, although it's not a real showroom. In 2009, I received the SABS Design Excellence Award for the way that we built this showroom and for the new technology that we have developed called Cubic. Cubic was used in the last 5 years, between 2010 until now, for all kinds of constructions that we did modular in South Africa, Dubai, Tanzania. We created interactive exhibits with the system in Botswana, and we created the traveling experience marketing perfume shop in South Africa, as well as themed experience perfume shops in Dubai. Here are some examples of constructions all made with Cubic. We made hundreds of them. Amongst these constructions was the largest LED floor in the world, which was made in Cape Town and sent to Dubai. The last 2 years I've been involved in the concept of a design of a water park for Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, I cannot show any pictures of that. But now recently also the design of a shoptainment and entertainment village with a hotel and a convention center in Angola, which is called Moembeji. We're now going to the construction phase of the project, and it's going to be ready by end of 2017. Lots of interactive play elements, edutainment, recreation. The whole project is all about live, play, work, and shop, all integrated into each other in an urban setting. So that was it as far as my career concerns. From between 82 and 2015. I would like to thank you very much for listening so long to this presentation, and I hope to meet you soon and be involved in an interesting project in your country. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.